Hello, and welcome back to Foresting the Soul with Christy. And I am excited to be sitting here again across the table with my dad, Robert Peterson.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh man, it's been a great morning. I'm happy to have you in my dining room again, Dad.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So we are actually wrapping this up today, aren't we?
Yep, we sure are.
All right. So, for those of you who are just now tuning in for the first time, we have been on a journey this year. Dad has been writing a book called This Is Not Who I Am, My Journey from 3D to 5D. And he has been sharing stories with us, since February, right? I think is when we started this year.
Yeah, quite a while back.
Yeah, and a lot has happened since then. And so we are finally getting around to wrapping up the very last chapter of his book. And this chapter kind of brings it all together. It is the grand finale of a 5D awakening. So we are excited to kind of listen to Dad share more about this process that he has been through. And, he has literally walked through fire, literally and spiritually. He is living now with a vision that reaches far beyond the ordinary. Today, we're going to explore what 5D reality means, how it changes the way we experience life, and where this new path is leading. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So, to you, what does living in 5D reality mean? And how did you kind of first awaken to it? Kind of give us a recap on all of that.
When I awakened to it, when I awakened to the 3D world, the 5D world, excuse me. When I awakened to the 5D world, I had been messed up in the head, and I got myself straight, started reading the book of Four Agreements. And when I started reading the Four Agreements, the very beginning of the book itself, if you're listening, at the very beginning of the book will tell you who God is. And whenever you get a hold of that with your teeth, it's not easy to let go of. So then whenever I got to realizing that there is a 5D world, because through meditation and studying the whole Toltec philosophy, actually, I'm on their last book, it awakened me to the point that I realized who God was. I knew that God loved me. And since God loved me, I would always be able to recognize Tamakia.
Explain that. Tamakia.
Tamakia, for people that have not followed the Toltec tradition, Tamakia is a word given that no English word has a pronunciation for it. But what it is you know that you know that you know that God loves you, and everything happens for a reason. You may not see that reason now, but there is a reason, and that reason is going to be because God loved you.
So can we expand on that just a little bit? Because my understanding, like when I hear someone say, God loves me, because I've also been on a journey, and back to self-love. And so when I hear that, I imagine, God is love. Love is me. I am God. I am love. I love myself. So it's like God loves you, but really what it is I love me. That's how I interpret that. Does that resonate with you?
Jesus, I'm sorry I can't quote it, but Jesus made a comment that above all else, love is the most important commandment. Now, you got to look at love in a 5D realm in order to know and understand love. When you look at love in a 5D realm, it's Tamakia. It's Tamakia. You know that everything happens for a reason, so everything is as it is for a reason. So don't be worrying. Don't be depressed. Go about your life learning and enjoying life, because life loves you.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Was there a defining moment when you had stepped out of like that 3D thinking and into that higher dimension of awareness of this? Because I mean, it's one thing to say it, but was there a pivotal point whenever you kind of like stepped out of that box you were living in and realized this?
Two things. One was when I started meditating deeply and really meditating every day. And I received a vision, received many of them since then, that changed my life. And the second thing was whenever I did the initiation of the dead. From this day forward, all that shit I've been carrying all my life, all that shit is gone.
So like when you say shit, let's define this shit. So are we talking self-judgments, criticisms, guilt, shame? You know, is that the kind of shit you're talking about?
That things that I've done that I shouldn't have done.
Guilt. A lot of
the injuries that I had to my body, I did. And to fucking realize that, it's pretty eye-opening. The initiation of the dead will straighten you the fuck out.
Right.
I mean, you just don't look at the bad. When I say bad, I mean the things that cause negative effects. You just don't look at it no more. You only take the wisdom with you.
Yeah. Leave the pain and take the lesson forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's when I become Raynok. I changed my name so that my name is consistent with my mental process, how I think, who I am. Whenever I did the initiation of the dead, all that was Robert in the past died, and I become Raynok. Raynok is a name that ChatGPT worked with me to come up with this name, and the name means the light of insight, born from the night, the one who carries knowledge through darkness, the warrior of wisdom and illumination. Raynok means the bearer of light and knowledge, the warrior who walked through darkness, gained understanding from it, and now uses that insight to illuminate the paths of others.
How has your day-to-day life changed since embracing this, spiritually, emotionally, physically?
Whenever I understood that there is no good and there is no bad, really, there's only a direction changer,
Mm-hmm.
it changes your direction in life. So whenever I see something, hell, I know where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
I know where it's going. Um, I've 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 been delayed at a stoplight, and whenever I got to this woman, she couldn't get out. And then a few minutes later, down the road, she almost got in an accident. But she would have if that few seconds wasn't
Right.
there.
That's one of my favorite things to use. Like if I'm going on a road trip somewhere and then it's like, oh, I forgot something, I have to turn around and go back and get it. And I always tell myself, like, there's a reason for this. I feel like I'm probably avoiding a disaster down the road. It's
Absolutely.
okay. Like, don't stress out that I'm
Absolutely.
running a few minutes behind. Like, yeah, there is a reason for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's comforting.
Mm-hmm.
It's comforting to know that because
And
you don't have to fear.
it's freeing.
And,
It's
oh yeah.
it's freeing because it's almost like letting go of the control that you never had, but
That you never had.
the illusion of the
The
control.
illusion of the control.
Yes.
That's right. Just like in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a practice or a discipline that helps you stay anchored in this consciousness?
Meditation.
Okay.
Meditation, and I consume books as fast as I can consume them. Right now, the the books that I'm reading are the Toltec path, and I'm finally to the last one, and then I'm going to be reading other books. I started reading originally books like Strong Path. You're making it past 100. Uh, Peter Italia.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you nutrition and
A lot of those
statistics
biohackers. Yeah.
and statistics.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important when you look at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, numbers don't lie.
No, no, they don't lie.
Uh-huh.
But that's my meditating and expanding my mind every day and exercising every day. For God's sakes, move it or lose it.
Mm-hmm. Well, our bodies were designed to move.
Yes.
And, all of the information and knowledge and wisdom I've been gaining over these last 18 months regarding fascia, it only like reinforces that knowledge and that understanding of when we are not moving. And we might, it's also important taking all that information that you're getting and anchoring it into your body through somatic movement.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because we are still 3D beings in this 3D world.
That's right.
We can't totally ignore the 3D because we're existing within it. So we have to be able to integrate that 5D into the 3D somehow.
Exactly.
And so exercise is one of the ways that you do that, right?
Exactly.
What kind of exercises do you do?
I use rubber bands, 70 pounds on each side of my arms. And what I do is I try to imagine my skeletal system and everything, every bone that has a muscle, I try and stretch and work that muscle. Okay? You got to really meditate and think about what I just got to saying. Every muscle. That's, there's over 240 muscles in your back alone, And
it's just very very intentional movement.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, you look great. So it's paying off.
Thank you.
Where do you see your life heading now, Dad? Now that you're living from this expanded perspective, you're what are you doing? What's your vision?
I'm complete this book.
Yeah.
Once I complete this book, I've got a legal detail that needs to be taken care of. And then after that legal details is taken the Paul Check Institute has certifications.
Yes. Yeah.
And I would like to become Check Institute certified.
Nice.
I've got all the documentation all in a nice notebook. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
And once I get that done, on the way there, I will be looking for other dreams and visions.
Yeah. So I think that would be, I have this vision, and I've had this vision of this with you since we've been doing this, and especially since you and I first started listening to Paul Check when we were going to St. Louis that day, and we started really getting involved and soaking up all of his knowledge and wisdom. I see you being able to help other, especially men your age, who might find themselves stuck and knowing, and intuitively, maybe there's a feeling and the sensation in their body.
Every day.
I know you do. I mean, and your demographic is a demographic that is, I mean, I feel like sometimes, and quote me or tell me if I'm wrong, but like my kind of perspective of it is you guys are like caught in this like in between. You've got this major like paradigm coming from your parents, that some of them were depressed, like grew up in the depression and had these very limited, closed-minded views that was very influenced by religious affiliations that can be a bit limiting. And so then they're stuck in this mindset. But maybe like you, there might be some of them that know there's something better and there's a better way. And so hearing from someone with the lived experiences that you have, I think would be very relatable. And I think you could touch a lot of men's lives who might be kind of experiencing some of the similar crisis feelings that you were. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. And talking about the 5D, in my 5D mind, that's what I want to do. I want to help people. Mm-hmm. Money's needed, but help is more important, I think.
Yeah. Well, and if you truly operate from the abundance mindset, and money is currency, currency is energy. And so when you're investing energy, that's why I often will just give things away, because I know that it's going to come back to me somehow. And as we are giving, and we're lifting up the whole community, a rising tide raises all ships, right? So that's a beautiful mindset and way to look at that. So, okay, how does this path, I mean, as you're moving forward with things and speaking of community, like how does this path influence your relationships with maybe family, with community, or even yourself now?
Right now, it's having some challenges with the spouse, because my spouse is religious and I'm spiritual. People don't understand there's a difference between religious and spiritual.
Big difference.
Big difference. Mm-hmm. And I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that religion is good for teaching you so that you understand principles. But after that, look for the spirituality, because when you find the Spirit of God inside of you and understand that He's in everybody
and everything,
mm-hmm. and everything, yeah. Mm-hmm. Tanal and Nagual. The Nagual is the living force. Tanal is what the living force does to the physical world. We are 5D. We're a body. We're a mind with a body, not a body with a mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in community, I mean, you have been very active in the Den, the Tuesday night gatherings that we host at our studio. And I tell you what, you bring a lot of knowledge and wisdom to the, to the circles that
I
you sit
get a
in.
lot of knowledge and wisdom out of the circles.
Yeah, and I think that's what our a lot of what our community is pining for is we are, I'm starting to see all these little community groups popping up all over because we are all starting to feel that draw and that need to sit and commune with others and have these conversations so that we don't feel crazy.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So it's been a beautiful thing to see you start engaging and staying engaged with the community in the ways that you have. And I mean, they're learning from you, and it's just it's like a vision coming to life, really.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Vision come to life. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So for someone who's listening right now who might feel a bit stuck in this 3D struggle, what would you say to them? Like, what's the first step forward to shifting into that, different way of looking at things, that paradigm of the 5D reality?
If I was to tell anybody anything, I would say pick up a book that either talks about spirituality in the headline and the title or in the foreword so that you could understand how to get spiritual. You
What book would
gotta,
you recommend?
I,
I mean, I
yeah,
think I already know what you're going to say, but
I, I usually recommend um, the Four Agreements but the Four Agreements it's just a piece,
mm-hmm,
mastering myself.
mm-hmm,
That's
yeah,
incredible. Poison Arrow. That's an incredible book. When you read those books, you just you understand that life is different. I did.
mm-hmm.
I did.
It's kind of like you have to zoom out and pivot, like, because when we're in it, sometimes you can't see. It's like the frog. I like the analogy of the frog in warm water that's slowly getting hotter and hotter, and you don't realize what's around you, and then you're just like stuck. And that's kind of how I see my own experience and some of what I've been able to witness within you and your experience is it's kind of like you were able to like zoom out or like take a toe out of that hot water and be like,
That's
what
an,
does this feel like over here? Oh wow, there's a whole other world out here.
that's exactly what it felt like. That's exactly what it felt like.
Okay.
When I decided to tiptoe out and take a serious look at it,
Mm-hmm.
could it be true?
Mm-hmm.
Could it possibly be true that there's a 5D world out there and I'm stuck in a 3D world? Oh my lands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my lands. That's a phenomenal concept.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading one of the books that I am reading right now is The Toltec Way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's narrated by a woman. Never, never thought I'd like to listen to it. I didn't think it appealed to my ears. Mm-hmm. She does a tremendous job, and she was a student of Don Miguel,
Mm.
and she talks about where she come from the 3D to 5D realm,
Oh, okay.
and it will knock your socks off.
Mm. I'll have to check
But
that one out.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So meditation, maybe. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's also a way, like a tool that you would recommend to somebody maybe that's kind of feeling
I
stuck.
recommend meditation. Yeah, I whenever I first started out and started meditating, the Four Agreements talks about parasites in your mind. Like, for instance, the thought that you're fat. I can't run this. I can't do that. Question things like that you have in your mind, and they run rabbit. They run rabbit. And if you start to meditate such that you're looking at a black wall and thoughts come in, start all over. Set a timer for like 20 minutes and then start all over. Eventually, you'll get enough control of your mind that whenever something tries to come in and you don't want it in, you don't take it in. You don't take it in. You field it off before it gets to you. Mm. It's a whole lot easier whenever you've only got a couple voices in your head, you and God.
Yeah. That's so it's interesting that you say that because as you know, I've been going through this fasting journey and it has changed my whole life. I've never, I know you're on what, day 3?
Day 3.
Okay. Congratulations. That's no small feat. Are you supplementing with anything? Are you doing any electrolytes or amino acids or anything yet?
I need to look into that.
Okay, we'll have some.
And that's what disappointed me when I wasn't there
Tuesday. That's okay. We'll get you added to the group, and then you can get some of the details that Shanti shared then. But I also have some of the stuff that I can send with you that I was using to support my own path with that. But I say all that to say one of the biggest things that happened through that fast is I was better able by getting all of the food and the sugar and the carbs and the processed shit out of my system. I was doing it one day at a time. It was completely divinely guided. I didn't set out with a goal of any kind other than to begin to cultivate and listen to my body and cultivate a relationship with my body. Because honestly, Dad, I can say until this last month, I've never truly fallen in love with me.
Yeah.
But now I can say that I have. And I have started this beautiful relationship with this body, this glove, if you will, that I wear and that I have been self-sabotaging. I have been taking it out on. I have been, whenever I was binge eating, eating
not
my
mindful
feelings.
To the fact that if I take this in, it's going to hurt my body, not help it.
Yeah, not caring about that really, because I was trying to just get that dopamine hit because maybe something in life was kind of bothering me and I didn't really want to look at it and process it and sit with those feelings. So instead I'll eat about it, right? Yeah. And so that was the path that I had taken, especially since Curtis's motorcycle accident. I really just fell hard into the whole, I'm going to bury my feelings with Andy's frozen custard. And I once all of that started clearing out, I have been able to be way more discerning about the voices in my head. What is spirit and what is the monkey mind chatter?
That's right. Who's your ally?
Yeah. And so I have really, that makes a lot of sense because as you become clearer and as you practice, it's like anything else. You're not going to just pick up a guitar and be an amazing, guitarist. You got to practice. And with that practice, you do become better at discerning those voices and be able to kind of let it float away, and that's what I did while I was fasting is it's like, I might want that, but then you're able to look at it and be like, well, but it's going to be a fleeting feeling of relief. It's going to feel good for maybe an hour or an hour and a half. And then once all that sugar and shit goes down into your body and your body is going to be dealing with shame and guilt and ick and, and all this. And then it doesn't feel so good anymore. So it's like when you really sit with, why do I want this? Or why do I, and acknowledge it, it's pretty fleeting. And it's really just so powerful and empowering to have control over that and just sit with it, acknowledge it, and then watch it float away like you would in meditation.
Yep.
Awesome. What role would you think love and truth and resonance play in shaping your journey forward?
Every statement that's made it's made with intent. I don't care what it is. If you say something, you said it because you intended to say it, and there was words and consciousness and conversation behind that. So whenever it comes to truth, I, I look at everything like everything behind it to know the truth, because you don't get the truth anymore. And so I'm that's one of the four agreements. Speak impeccably about be impeccable, and that's part of it. Um, that's agreement number one. And when it comes to love, I see love a lot differently. I used to see love as what somebody does for me. Thank you, I appreciate it. But whenever you look at love like it really is, that is God in them doing something for you. That's God doing it for you. That's not that person. That's that person being willing to be the vessel that God needs to get things done.
Hmm. Oh. So what about resonance?
Resonance starts at the heart. And what the more your chemicals are right in your heart, the better your heart can produce a frequency. And when it produces that frequency, your whole body is subharmonics of your heart. And what happens is your heart becomes coherent with your head. And that's where you start getting peace and serenity and really joy, because you don't see things, you don't feel things like you used to. And so your heart puts out this frequency that goes down through your chakras, eight of the main, and then or seven of the main, and eighth one. I don't want to get into all that. It would be long, but the frequency. Somebody will. Whenever you get your frequency right, and you feel harmonious, and everything inside of you is calm. Once you have that frequency, and you come in contact with somebody that doesn't have that frequency, that is thinking about the shit that happened in their life, thinking about the shit that's on TV, thinking about all the stuff.
The social media doom scrollers.
All that stuff.
Yep.
And you can feel it. People go, what do you some people don't even understand it, because they don't understand that they put off a frequency, and 18 feet before you get to them, you'll start to feel that frequency. And sorry, everybody, but your mind up there in the 5D world controls and reacts, your body reacts to that 5D mind, and you put off not only a frequency, but you put off maybe an eyebrow raise, whatever. You could, it's called body communication.
Yeah. Nonverbal communication.
Nonverbal
Communication, and I have a big energy, so I can relate to that. You can feel me sometimes just when I walk in a room.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And whenever you this becomes difficult here. Whenever you find a group of people that has that energy or frequency that you have and love, you can grab somebody and hug them and love, it don't make any difference, male or female. It don't make any difference. We're just showing love, you know. It's just amazing. Whenever you grab them and hug them and you feel that frequency, you just feel like you're in the right place at the right time.
Feels like home.
Feels like home. Feels like home. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I have found with my own journey is that as I have started to raise my vibration and my frequency, then I am realizing that some of the people and things that I used to associate with are starting to kind of fall away because we aren't a resonance match anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Makes absolute sense. Whenever you feel, because actually what's happening is they're stealing your frequency.
Energy vampires.
Let's look at it. Yeah, vampires.
Yeah.
They steal your energy. So you have got to work twice as hard to get your energy back where it belongs so you feel normal. And then all of a sudden you bump into somebody else. But knowing it and coming back to normal is really what you want to do. And I have to say, if you could stay away from that person that brings your frequency down, that's probably wise until you can get out, work out what's going on.
Right. And also there are going to be times when you can't necessarily get away from that person because you might work with them. And so there again, it's so important to be able to be aware of your own resonance and your own energy. That way you can start creating those healthy boundaries for yourself and those personal practices, would you agree?
Yeah.
To maintain your own so that you aren't so penetrable. Is that the right word?
Penetratable.
Penetratable, yeah. And so you aren't sacrificing your energy to them because you've got that nice boundary and bubble of protection around you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just if you could just feel yourself getting pulled down. I don't know until you experience it, until you get to that awakened state where you realize that, like I said a little while ago, you're in the glove. Until you realize that, a lot of this won't make any sense at all.
Right, but I do think that most people can, like, relate to that feeling, you know, and it, like, if you walk into a room and you can sense somebody maybe not having a good day. You can sense them without them having said anything. You can sense that there is something, and that's basically what you're talking about. It's that sense.
Yeah.
And it's putting words and describing what that means.
I found it real important, very important, not to make assumptions. Because sometimes your feelings might be off something.
Yep.
You just don't know.
That's right. That's right. That's why not making assumptions or taking things personally are some of the best of the 4 agreements that I love.
Right. Yep.
Because most of what other people do has nothing to do with you. It's all about them.
That's right.
You know, that's what I have found. And and one more thing that I would like to bring up on resonance and frequency that I have learned a lot this last month is the frequency that plants and plant medicine and food holds. And whenever we bring those things into our body, it affects our body's frequency and resonance. And so, like, speaking of, you know, the plant medicines, as you know, I'm getting ready to go back to Peru,
right.
You know, and sit with ayahuasca. And I'm getting, you know, so it's like whenever we do those things and bring those plant medicines into our bodies will have to kind of adjust and to raise the vibration to those frequencies. So there might be things like, I know whenever I used to here recently have done some microdosing with mushrooms and stuff. It's like you get the yawns, you start to, get these kind of body buzz sensations because your frequency of your body is trying to match that of this high frequency plant that you have just put into your body.
Right.
So it's not just between humans, it's plants too. It's such a beautiful symbiotic relationship of frequency exchange.
Yeah, it's what I watched the movie the other night. I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't seen it. It's Avatar.
Oh.
I haven't seen it since I've become awakened.
Oh, I bet that was a fun experience.
It was a kick in the ass.
Yeah,
I'll tell
right?
you what. Man, whenever you start realizing that, fuck, that's true. That's true.
Like the tree of knowledge.
The tree of knowledge. And you see it, and you go, I wonder if that son of a bitch knew that whenever he wrote and made the movie. But of course he did.
Right.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
But
such a good movie.
Oh,
And
man.
I get that same.
I
just
see
thinking
you.
about it. Yes, I see you. I just get goosebumps.
It ain't the physical body. I see you.
That's beautiful.
Mind with a body.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. Whew. So on all of these notes, that almost gets me a little tearful just thinking about it. Legacy, impact, where do you, what kind of impact do you hope for this new life in this 5D, what do you want to leave? What is your future generations? I'm part of that future generation. What is your wish, your desire?
Boy, that's a good question. Hopefully with the right intent placed at the right spot at the right time, which I know God is going to help me there, it'll change the family generations to come. I don't mean to be so presumptive that I can do anything, but I can do a lot more than I have done in the past. And I can show love better. And the knowledge that I do give is based out of wisdom. I've thought it, like I said, on the truth. I think it back. Everything I think it all the way back. Why, what, when. And if I can just maybe get the generations to come to start seeing that way, and that there's a different life than a 3D life, heck, who knows? Who knows?
Well, I think that's beautiful on many levels because, Dad, I've also heard and from what my own research and understanding is that, when we heal and we do our own work on healing that generational stuff, we aren't just healing stuff for generations to come. We're healing the lineage that came before us as well, because time and space is not linear.
Yeah.
And time is also just kind of a facade. So as we're healing this stuff right now, and I see you and I being the leaders of our family and healing the shit that we have, our generations have allowed, and we've woke up. Let's not do this. And, Naya, and, I'm looking at my daughter learning and seeing me and being the example of that. And I'm learning and seeing you being the example of that. And just in that alone, I believe that we're healing the stuff that grandma and great-grandma and grandpa and great-grandpa had worn so heavily.
Yeah.
And it's just so freeing to get to heal all of that stuff so that our kids and grandkids won't have to suffer as bad. Maybe there's always going to be some suffering, but they'll be able to better quickly take that lesson forward instead of wallowing in the pain
Yeah.
and then drowning it with alcohol or fentanyl or whatever, or food, and being able to just know that everything happens for a reason and it's okay and I am love.
Yep. Tamakia.
Tamakia. Yes.
Yep.
If you could give your younger self, Dad, we're getting ready to probably wrap up soon because we've covered a lot of information. If you could give your younger self one message from your current 5D self, what would it be?
Keep biblical principles especially when you're young. Wait until you're over 21, like 25, before you ever get married. You know, I got married early and I didn't have my life straightened out. And I didn't have time to work on my brain. I was working with my 3D body. That's what kept me in the stuck mode in the 3D body. But I would tell myself, please read books that are for self-improvement, and help yourself mentally become strong.
So on that, okay, so books, I'm curious, what do you mean then? Because earlier in the podcast you mentioned, that you're spiritual and you're not religious, and a Bible is a religious document. So what do you mean by keep biblical principles until like that? How does that pair? I don't understand.
A Bible's not religious.
Really? Explain
Bible-
that, because
a
I have a
Bible-
hard time agreeing with that.
It may be talking about religion, but it also talks about principles and little snippets that you can hang on to. I mean, look at the very last thing Jesus Christ said. One of the last things. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Who is the they, and what is it they don't know what they're doing? Was it the man that was driving the stake in his hand? Or was it the man that told him to drive the stake in his hand, that was told by somebody else, Pamphlet, whatever his name is, Pilate, that he was to be crucified? So is it all of those? Or is it the Sadducees and Pharisees, which was religion? That was religion. He was trying to teach the philosophy of life that we know today being awakened.
Okay. I track. I guess if I take that and I zoom out and I go back to something that I already very much believe, is Jesus wasn't a Christian.
No, he wasn't.
Christianity didn't exist.
That's right.
It was, that's where my
I
hard
understand
boundary is it's like so many books have been
Jesus
taken
was
out of the
Jesus.
Bible. It's been rewritten so many times by man. It's all
I
a
know.
matter of perspective.
Oh, I know that.
All of that stuff. So my religious hardcore Assembly of God upbringing that kind of drove me away from God altogether into being an atheist for a while was because of this misnomer between the Bible being it's supposed to be the end all be all, and
No, it's not.
Okay, and that's where. Thank you. Okay,
It's not.
Yes.
I've read Enoch. When I didn't read it, I watched it on YouTube and watched what the book of Enoch has to say. And Enoch wasn't allowed into the Bible.
Yeah.
And it wasn't allowed into the Bible because it told the truth.
And like Mary Magdalene and all of that.
And Mary, I was going to
And the
say that.
Essenes,
Mary Magdalene
yeah.
is the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's...
It's basically like a history book. Like a little gathering of
It
stories.
is a history
It's
book.
a gathering of stories and a history book, but it's not religious.
Religion is going to church every week.
And being brainwashed to believe a certain way.
Well, it's the act of going to church every week that is the reason why it's called a religion. I do that religiously.
Oh, okay.
I do that religiously. I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to go there and be brainwashed. Because just like I just got to talking about whenever Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, because they know not what they do." A preacher can take that and turn it into something different. But when you take the words that he spoke into your heart, your own heart,
which is probably what, will you take Jesus into your heart and accept him as your, all that stuff that I used to grow up hearing.
they still sit around whining and crying about shit that's happened in their past.
Right.
Well, did you die
right.
or not?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you were showing that you
Right.
did whenever you were baptized.
Right.
You were showing that old life died.
Mm-hmm. So is that what baptism is supposed to mean almost?
Yeah.
Like the shamanic, like what you were talking about, the death? Is that what it's supposed to kind of represent?
Well, baptism is from the Bible.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be synonymous with dying. You're going into your grave underwater, and then you come to life again.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you come to life again, all that other shit's gone. You got washed off.
Right. So let it go.
Let it go.
Let it wash down the drain and be done with it.
Yeah.
It's like that. That is like I remember telling you, we've had this, I don't know if we've actually talked about it in a previous episode or not, but my friend who makes the comment, like, do you always clean your trash before you throw it away?
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you keep digging the trash out of your trash bin to, wipe the tomato ketchup off the paper plate and smell it before you throw it back away again? Like, why do you need to keep digging this shit out of the trash and reevaluating it? Can't you be done with it?
That's some of them fucking parasites that I was telling you.
Yeah.
You allow those parasites to live even though you even showed yourself that they died.
Right. And they have no purpose.
And they have no purpose.
Right
They
now.
serve. Why take something that doesn't serve you and keep hashing it over? It's just...
Well, that's the thing. You waste sometimes a couple of decades not being able to relate with someone because of we can't let go of stuff that is held on. And that's hard. And I've done it. And, being able to be free of that and wake up and like zoom out and see it is such a beautiful opportunity for growth and moving forward.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming kind of what you're talking about and saying, giving your younger self this message of keeping those principles, but keep reading too. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You, the Bible's very good for giving you principles to live by. But the Bible is by no means, there's 66 books in the Bible. Tibet's got 81. Yeah. Tibet's never been infected by religion. They've never been infected by religion. They've just taken the accurate account of everything that's happened. And there's 81 books.
Yeah.
So, hey, you're only half done. If they're 2/3 of the way done if you're reading the Bible.
Right.
I mean, you don't know the whole truth, and what was it that they held from you?
Right. Well, and that's the thing too. And you said it a minute ago. Like it's what we know to be true within our own heart.
Right.
Through meditation and connection with the divine, through ourselves.
Right.
Not through something outside of us.
That's right.
Yes.
That's the way it was meant to be.
Yes.
That's why Jesus said that God is within you. He said the kingdom of God is at hand. Yeah. And we are. Whenever the Holy Spirit comes into us, we are of the kingdom of God.
Yes. Well, Dad, this has been, my heart just sings having these conversations.
It's been fun.
You. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to take all of this information and we're going to put it all together and you're going to have a book coming out.
Yep.
Very soon.
Yep. That's not
Super
who I am.
exciting.
Journey from 3D to 5D.
That's right. Thank you again, Dad. For those who have made it this far, we are wrapping up with Robert Peterson today on his book journey, and I know this will probably not be the last time we get to hear from him and have him on the podcast, but for this particular project, that's a wrap, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.